really struggling to create content, ChatGPT can help. But I wanted to know, if possible, could we look for marketing pain points? Because I want to create a small Q&A with my audience, so I can either create a longer form video for YouTube, but also chop up those questions. Do consider the questions as hooks and list those in the following response. But I would love the top 10 pain points that marketers or new marketers struggle with, so then I can answer it to camera for that short form content. If you don't mind, that'd be amazing. When
Absolutely.
You're not talking
I'd
to
love to
ChatGPT.
help out. So some of the top pain points that
Just
new
mute
marketers
them.
often face
Just
include
mute your
things
phone.
like understanding their target audience, creating engaging content, figuring out the right marketing channels to use, managing their budget effectively, staying on top of trends, measuring their ROI, dealing with algorithm changes on social media, maintaining consistency, and of course overcoming the overwhelm of all the tools and technologies out there.
Could we focus on the psychology around creating content as a whole, and how potentially people can phrase it as a question to me, and then I'm happy to answer those on camera? So could I have 10 of the main psychological challenges, please, if you do not mind? That would be fabulous.
Absolutely, I love that angle. So some psychological challenges could be, for example, the fear of failure or imposter syndrome, which is super common for new marketers. There's also the challenge of staying creative under pressure, dealing with perfectionism, and maybe the fear of negative feedback or judgment from the audience. Another one might be the difficulty.
Could you phrase these as 10 separate questions that I can answer, please? So sometimes you do have to push ChatGPT a little bit to give you what you want.
How can marketers overcome imposter syndrome? Another could be, what are some strategies for dealing with the fear of failure? You could ask, how can marketers stay creative under pressure? Or how do you handle perfectionism in marketing? Another question could be, what are some tips for dealing with negative feedback? How can you maintain authenticity while following trends? What are some ways to stay motivated when results are slow? How do you balance creativity and data-driven decisions? What are some ways to manage the overwhelm of so many marketing tools? And how can you build confidence in your marketing decisions? These should give you a great starting point.
Many thanks. Can you create a bullet point list of these questions in the chat for me?
Of course, here they are. How can marketers overcome imposter syndrome? What are some strategies for dealing with the fear of failure? How can marketers stay creative under pressure? How do you handle perfectionism in marketing? What are some tips for dealing
with while ChatGPT is just finishing that, I just want to jump in to say this is a very key example of when I have a window of time where I want to spend it creating content. I've got Kit with me anyway, etc. Mix up where you are, mix up when you do these bits of content. Don't worry. One of the questions is about perfectionism, right? So don't actually worry about over perfectionism. If I was worrying about perfectionism, I would be like, what about what I'm wearing? What about the lighting? It's not perfect. I need a haircut. My beard needs trimmed. Equivalent, right? I think for me, it's about understanding volume, about understanding learning, about understanding you're in a position where done is better than perfect, right? Giving your audience a idea, giving your audience a opportunity to connect with you, and giving yourself more content to throw out and put out there will increase the likelihood that something does well. So thank you very so much for coming back and joining me. If you would like to see how AI can help increase your workflow, I'm running an event at 10 till 12 on the 11th of September 2025 in Salisbury. So I'd love to have you. I'll leave links down in the description down below for those who may be interested in checking out the event a little bit more. And I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, why not be subscribed? And I'll see you very, very soon.